Hey fam, this is the next best thing to try out for your family. It is called plantain frittata. I don't know who came up with that name, but then I think it is just befitting. But me, I think a name such as plantain pizza will be more befitting. This recipe is very delicious, simple ingredients. Just stay tuned and watch how I achieve this. To my returning subscribers, thank you for always. If this is your first time, please do click on the subscribe button. You're welcome to join us. So for this recipe, we'll be needing the plantain, which is the most important ingredient, some eggs, sausage, chicken breast, red bell pepper, green bell pepper, tomatoes, white onions, scotch bonnet pepper, and some vegetable oil. So you want to go ahead, wash your plantain, peel it just like this, and then cut it in circles. To give it that pizza look, it just has to be in circles. And you might want to get plantains that are still a bit firm, so they don't get soggy when they get into the fire. That's why bananas are not suitable for this, because bananas melt with heat. So you just want to go ahead and slice your plantain in circular shape just like this. So for this one, I used just 2 plantains with about 4 eggs, and then so you want to go ahead and slice your other vegetables. I sliced the scotch bonnet pepper, the tomatoes, the white onion, some of the green bell pepper, and some of the red bell pepper, just half of it. You see what we are going to use the remaining half to do later on as we progress in our recipe. I always like preparing my ingredients beforehand before I start cooking, because it makes cooking very easy and faster for me. Once I'm done with the prep period, cooking time does not take me any time. That's why I take all of my time to do this. After that, you also want to go ahead to slice your sausage also in circular shape. I used the chicken sausage for this, and it was very delicious. When you are done with that, you go in and break your eggs into a bowl. It is advisable to break your eggs like separately, one in a bowl and add to the main bowl, just in case there's a rotten egg. But I was very sure about this. That's why I cracked them all in one bowl. And then here we have the chicken breast already washed and cut in bits. You want to go ahead and cook that. Place in a pot, add some salt to taste, and just half cube of seasoning. I also added some little curry powder, some little thyme powder, and I turned that very well and allowed to cook. And yes, I added some bit of onions. I gave that a nice stir because I didn't have time to marinate it. It was still going to turn out nice because this is just chicken breast. So I gave that a nice stir, and then I covered and allowed to cook for 10 minutes. Chicken breast does not take time to cook, so you don't want to overcook that so it doesn't get too soft. So while that is cooking, I go ahead to start frying my plantains. I have my wok, my pan on the fire with some vegetable oil. When that gets hot, like very hot, that's on medium heat anyway, I go in and add my plantains, and they begin to fry. I don't like my plantain being too golden brown. So you see how I just love them when they are well fried. For some people, you can want to fry it to golden brown, that's fine. So you go back to check your chicken and it's done at this point, as you can see. But then I don't want some water in that chicken, so I'll just still leave it to dry up a bit. So now you go again to prepare your egg, add some bits of salt, some bits of seasoning. Now you can see that all the processes are involving salt and seasoning. So just be careful so you don't add too much at each point in time. So now the water in my chicken breast is dry. I just added in some little vegetable oil to just fry it on the same pot, and then I added my sausage as well, so that will have some spice and also be delicious. And I give that a nice stir fry for like 10 minutes, and this is what it looks like after that. And then I pour it out, and then I add in a little vegetable oil again. When it gets hot, I add a bit of salt, onion, and then those vegetables I sliced, the scotch bonnet pepper, the tomatoes, and the other half of the sliced colored bell peppers. You also just want to add in a little bit of curry and thyme just to make that tasty and spicy, and you fry that till it is well fried. That's till all the water is dried. Please be very careful with salt and seasoning. After frying for some minutes, this is what it looks like. The oil is separated from the sauce. I go back to check my plantain and it's ready. This is how I love it. So I pack it out and getting ready to start the plantain frittata properly. So I pour out the oil from this pot because this is what I'll be using for the frittata. My sauce had some excess oil, which is what I'll be using for the egg. So I just added it into the pan and then added the sauce into the egg and then gave that a very nice mix. Came back to the pan. The oil is hot by this time. I added the egg and I began to dress it with the chicken breast, the sausage, and then the plantain. You just want to put that on top nicely, just like this, before the egg begins to cake, and this is what gives it all that delicious look and feel. And then the other half of the red bell pepper and green bell pepper is for decoration, just like this. Now look at the beautiful color this is having. So that is the purpose that is serving. Then you want to cook this on a very low heat. Like I cooked it on very low heat, cover it and allow to cook for like 10 minutes. I had some excess oil, so look at when I was pouring it out, even though they'll still be at the bottom of the pot when you serve the frittata. And this is it. This was how I served it, gently and carefully. Just want to also slice it like have a pizza kind of slice. I hope you enjoy watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and drop me your comments down below. Thank you. See you when next we see. Bye.